What's up YouTube, Tenton here, and today I'll be discussing who you are forced to save in Super Smash Bros. World of Light. Now, before we get into this, I just wanted to show you the criteria I will be using for this video. First off, the true ending is all I will be analyzing today. Neither of the two bad endings will be taken into consideration, as the game doesn't consider a playthrough completed until you get the good ending, as you can't do New Game Plus until you get the good ending. So neither of the bad endings will be taken into consideration. However, if you consider the bad endings a complete run, then yes, you can finish the game with less characters than I will be listing in the video. However, I personally don't consider that a complete run, and neither does the game, so I won't be including it. Anyway, two more obvious things. One, Kirby doesn't count, as you don't have to save him. And two, massive spoilers. So you've been warned. Don't complain to me if you get spoiled on the story mode. The first character you have to save is Mario. Mario is Nintendo's golden boy, so it does make sense why he would be the first character you have to save. Right after you beat the first few spirits as Kirby, Mario is right there on the path waiting for you. There's no way to avoid him. He is a forced encounter, and he is the first of many forced encounters that you will have to get during your playthrough. The next character you have to get is actually an optional choice. You can either get Villager, Sheik, or Marth. You don't have to get all three, but you have to get one. My recommendation is pick whichever one you like to play the most, as you will be using one of them for a long time. With this one, it's just kind of pick your poison. Do you like Villager? Do you like Sheik? Do you like Marth? You have to get one of them. There's no way to avoid them. They are the second forced encounter that you have to collect. Next on the list is another three-way options between Pac-Man, Yoshi, and Lucario. You have to get one of them. Once you do the first choice, then the map opens up and you can explore a bigger area. However, you will eventually hit a roadblock. You go north, you get Yoshi. You go east, you get Lucario. You go west, you get Pac-Man. So again, pick your poison. Whichever one you prefer to play the most is what you should pick. This is the third character you have to get. Next up is Fox. Fox is positioned right in front of the red switch, which you need to activate to get to the area that will let you deactivate the light surrounding the bridge, so you can cross it and get to the next section of the map. You have to get Fox. There's no way around him. He's in front of the switch, and he is required. Next up is Samus. After defeating Fox and pushing all three buttons, you can head into that area, beat the characters inside, and then the bridge will open up. However, Samus is blocking it. There's no way around it. You have to go to this area, so you must fight Samus. Samus is another forced encounter. Now, Bowser is easily the most forced encounter in the game. Right after you beat the Giga Bowser boss fight, Bowser is immediately added to your party. You cannot avoid him, you cannot go around him, you must beat Giga Bowser to beat the game, so you must put Bowser into your party. Bowser is another forced encounter. Next is Pit and Simon. Interestingly enough, out of the three starting areas, of course you have to get Bowser in his location. Surprisingly enough, the location where Snake is completely optional. There are no forced fights there. You can just go through the arena, defeat the boss, and move on. No one to get there. However, sad to say, the area where you have to go to unlock the bridge, you are forced to encounter Pit and Simon. The gym at the very end of the location and the teleporter that gets you to that location will not open unless Pit and Simon are freed, so you have to get them. They are both forced encounters. Next up, after you defeat Galeem, Darkion will open a portal to the next area, and you'll have a three-way option. If you go to the Dracula's castle area, there are no forced encounters there. You can completely go through it, beat Dracula, and leave without adding any new characters to your roster. However, if you go to the Legend of Zelda area, sad to say, but Young Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf are all forced encounters. You can't trigger the big boss fight with Ganon there unless you have all three of them, because you need the pieces of the Triforce, which each one of them has. And then you need the Master Sword, but that's a whole nother debacle, and we'll get to those two in a minute. But for these three, you have to get the Triforce pieces, so they are all forced encounters. Now here are the two guarding the sword. Sonic and Cloud are positioned in front of the Master Sword, which you need to open the area to get Ganondorf. Meaning you have to fight them. There is no other way around it. You have to fight Ganon to beat the game. They are forced encounters. Alright, on to these three. Ike, Greninja, and Meta Knight are also forced encounters, but they're forced encounters in a different way. It's not that they're specifically needed to open any kind of plot device or path. No, they're just positioned on the path to where you have to pick them up. Once you go to the final area at the very tippy top of Darkion's map, you'll be fighting Marks there. And these three are standing right in the way on your path to get to Marks. There's no way to avoid them. They're all forced encounters. You have to get all of them. On to the last batch. These four are interesting. You can technically beat the game without them if you're going for one of the bad endings, as you can just fight enough spirits, and eventually you'll be able to fight Darkion or Galeem. However, if you want the true ending, these 4 are mandatory, as all 4 of them are defending the Master and Crazy Hands, and you have to fight them to attack them. And you can't get the true ending without playing as Master Hand at least once. So all 4 of them are mandatory, and you must fight them and free them. Well, with all that being said, the grand total of fighters you have to collect in World of Light if you want the true ending is 20, which was really surprising going into this. I honestly thought it'd be like 30 or 40, considering there are 73 fights you would have to do if you want to have everyone. But nope, only 20. Anyway, guys, this has been Tenton. Peace.